Last time out in the MRF BTRDA Rally Series, Callum Black managed to put a run of bad luck behind him and take victory on the Track Rod Rally in Yorkshire. A complete contrast to Gary Pearson, who would, frustratingly for him, have problems on the final stage of the event, robbing us of that fight and dropping him down the order to 6th. Round 6 then of the championship sees the crews head to Wales and to the formidable Cambrian Rally, a challenging event on stages used on the World Rally Championship in recent years. Let's head out onto those famous stages then, and it would be a great start for Gary Pearson and Niall Burns. Their 6th place finish last time out didn't ruin their championship hopes, nor did it deter their confidence, but it did slow their progress. This weekend, they'd be wanting a much better run to make sure they kept themselves in the fight. Victors last time out then, Callum Black and Jack Morton will be hot on Pearson's heels, pushing the car well, trying to reel in our rally leaders and get themselves closer to another victory if they possibly could. Elliot Payne and Patrick Walsh, after an impressive season so far, were out in a new car this weekend. The youngster has certainly proved himself worthy of the upgrade as well. They end the morning 3rd place overall in the Gold Star leaderboard. And another youngster who never fails to prove himself worthy. It would be a great start for George Lepney, Tom Woodburn alongside. They take an early lead in the B13 class. These stages had plenty of places to push the big Evo to its limits, keeping the pair in touch with the podium positions. Matthew Hurst and Declan Deere make one of their best starts to the season. The car and crew gelling nicely to end the morning with 5th. The pair were lying 2nd in the B13 class as well at this stage behind Lepney. And 3rd in that class would be this man, Ian Joel, Graham Wood alongside, as always, flying the MRF flag in that fantastic looking and sounding Escort Cosworth, proving that you don't need the latest spec car to mix it in these championships, but you do need some big kahunas. Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson were back out in the WRC Fiesta. They were a little way off the others in the B14 class, but the times were close with Joel up ahead. It looked like an interesting fight was about to unfold. Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence were not having an easy run of things this morning, it was fair to say. Intercom problems meaning that they were struggling to push and get times on the board that we know they can. They changed the leads over for stage 3 and things were a little better. They lead the way in NR4 anyway, 8th overall. 9th on the leaderboard in the Gold Star, meanwhile, would see one of our 2-wheel drive crews sneaking into the Gold Star results. Owen McMackin and Lee Taylor with an impressive run to be leading the way in the B12 class and making it into the top 10, as I say, overall at this stage. And rounding out the top 10, probably surprised to see a 2-wheel drive car ahead of them, were Ian Baumgart and Dave Robson, the Scottish pair rounding out the top of our results with 4th in the B13 class. There'd be some bad luck to report for Tom Llewellyn and Ross Witter. They lose a wheel in stage 2, ending up off the road and retired. And it would be bad news as well in the Evo for Russ Thompson and Stephen Link, Electrical Gremlins, putting them out also in the 2nd stage of the day. So with the morning complete, the leaderboard is shaping up nicely. The top of the Gold Star is looking like this. On to the afternoon stages then here in Wales, and we'd lose Ian Baumgart from 10th place, opening up a slot for another of our 2-wheel drive crews to make it into the top of the leaderboard. Ashley Davies and Sam Fordham showing their characteristic pace in that fantastic looking Mark II to end the rally with 10th place overall. Just pipping them though to a position, and the leading 2-wheel drive crew at that were Owen McMackin and Lee Taylor. They keep hold of their position in the results through the afternoon stages to end the rally 9th. The problems though had continued for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence. This time the exhaust starting to blow after a particularly rough run through stage 4. The exhaust would eventually part company from the car later in the afternoon, but it didn't stop the pair, crucially, from finishing the rally. They take 8th place overall. A noisy one at that. Well, the car might look and sound great, but for Ian Joel and Graham Wood, the result wouldn't match. They drop a few positions through the afternoon to end the rally 7th. A good, strong run, though, nonetheless, but not as high as they would have been hoping for after that morning's performance. Things staying much the same, though, for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson through the afternoon stages. Our former champions remain in 6th place, beating Joel by 9 seconds at the finish. It would be a great end to the event, though, for Matthew Hurst and Declan Deer, bettering their result from last time out and showing improvement on a few non-finishes before that. They also take 2nd in the B13 class. Their season shaping up nicely. And taking victory in that class with another impressive run would be George Lepley and Tom Woodbird. The pair dominating the class all season so far. This weekend, no exception, as you can see. They also end the rally, a 4th place overall. Pretty pleased they'd be with that as well. We're on to the overall podium positions then in the Gold Star. And that new car of Elliot Payne and Patrick Walsh was looking a little second-hand now. Bits dropping off with every passing mile of the final stage. They do reach the finish with something that loosely resembles a Fiesta, though, to take 3rd place overall and in the class. Despite a valiant effort to make it back-to-back wins, it wasn't to be for Callum Black and Jack Morton this weekend. As much as they tried, they'd have to settle for 2nd place. Clearly, though, as you can see, pushing on right through to the final stage and ending the rally around 25 seconds from the lead. But that 25 seconds would be a nice round number for this man. It means victory for Gary Pearson and Niall Burns. It will be enough to put them 3 points clear at the top of the championship standings with just 1 round to go. But with George Lepley and Elliot Payne only a few points behind on the leaderboard, it would be a good fight that we'd be looking forward to on the Rally Nuts stages in a few weeks' time. So the penultimate round of the 2021 MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship is complete. Here's a reminder of the final overall results in the Gold Star here on the Cambrian Rally.